Hey YouTube, Mrrampro. I wanted to do a quick video just on EDC watches and what's in my rotation as far as everyday watches, excluding anything, for dress up or anything like that. So, and that's pretty much the only ones that are excluded here, as a matter of fact, are the ones that are, extremely dressy. But other than that, this is a Casio G-Shock. This is the Mudman, and this is the green edition. I have the black edition as well, but I liked the backing and how the green or the black edition has almost like red looking numbers in the background in the subdued dial, or the negative dial, however you want to say that. And this has white, which makes it a little bit easier to read, especially wearing polarized sunglasses and stuff like that. It makes it a little bit easier to read. So I went with the green. Definitely a great watch. My only deal I would have done different would have been with going with the tough solar version of this instead of the battery powered, just for long term. But I figure it's good now, and I've had a G-Shock that I've had for about 5 or 6 years, and the battery's still working on it, so excuse me, I really don't see this dying necessarily anytime soon. But if it does, and I have to replace the battery, hopefully it'll still remain waterproof after that point. But if not, then I'll replace it with one of the G-Shock Solar Editions then. This one here pretty much stands up to a lot of beat, a lot of just the hardcore wear and tear. This is the one that I do the mud runs in now, and do a lot of the marches. We do a lot of ruck runs and benefit charity walks and marches and stuff like that, so when I'm doing anything like that, this is the one that I wear. Something that I want to be able to time with. When I was getting my tattoo, I was using this because I wanted to use the stopwatch feature just to see how long I was actually in the chair for. And it does have polished hardware, which is kind of odd. You figure the green edition would be kind of more subdued, the military type deal. But you do have a nice long strap on it. If I can back up a little bit here. You have a nice long strap, accommodate plenty of wrists. The dots and the circles inside, for adjustment are really small and minute, so it lets you really get down and, snug it up or loosen it up. Oh, cool, baby. That's neat. Good girl. And I have a princess coloring me a picture, so that's cute. Of course, it's probably not my picture anyways. If you have little ones, you know how that goes. They give it to you, but they take it right back. But anyways, this here, this version is pretty much just my beater. Beat the crap out of it, and it seems to still be going good. So that's that one. And next, we will roll in the actually the most recent purchase. And this is your Seiko Orange Monster. This is the Generation 1, the first generation, with the 21 jewel movement. You have the nice rotating bezel, unidirectional. You have the screw-down crown. This is an automatic. You got a nice little, if I can get it right here, you get a nice little tsunami wave back there on the back, which is pretty cool. As far as, I like to see the artwork on the back. I've got a couple of LL Beam watches that have, like mountains and creeks and crap back there, and it's pretty cool. I'll have to do more videos on the watches too coming up, so you'll see probably more of those. This is kind of becoming my new extra hobby, as if I need another besides guns and knives and all that other BS I do. But anyways, you can see here you have the red date indicator, or the day indicator, and then the black on the date. So you do have day date, which is a really nice function. I really like that a lot. I do a lot of writing down at work, and I need to check the date several times and stuff like that. We're going so crazy half the time that I forget what day it is. You're there every freaking day of the week, so it kind of sucks to get into that scenario. And unfortunately, I forget what day of the week it is half the time. So that's really nice. And, in moments notice, you get to see it there. I really like having an analog watch with me. I think it kind of classes up a little bit. And the orange dial is pretty cool. I've had a lot of comments on this watch, and I think a lot of it just has to do with the dial. The bracelet's really nice. This is the pin and collar system as far as the pins go for the link removal. So I just took mine to a jeweler. I have another Citizen watch that has the pin and collars as well. I didn't realize that until I was already in the middle of it, and it really isn't that bad to do. But at the time that I bought this, I really didn't have much experience with it, so I just took it to a store. I think it was like 15 bucks. She changed it to however I wanted to, and you do have the micro adjustments here which is really nice. You have a big range. You know, as it gets hot and cold, you know, your wrist expands and all that kind of stuff. It's nice to have these micro adjustments as needed. And you do have the diver's extension there. You can see it here. And there's plenty of videos on this. This isn't really a review. This is kind of just an overview. And a lot of these watches, they're popular to a degree, but I think I've only seen one other guy wear this in real life, you know, besides what I see on videos and YouTube and stuff, which I guess is more so than some of the others. G-Shocks, it's like everybody in the world has one of these. But I haven't seen too many people sporting the Orange Monster, which is pretty cool. So I think that it definitely deserves a little bit of love when you start getting into watches and start looking at the prices of the watches. This one can be had for around $200. They have the new model that came out, so it's a little bit different with the spikier teeth, I believe, or the hour markers. So you can kind of see that as being a bonus if you want to hop into one. Me personally, I don't think the benefits of the new edition are kind of worth the money. You know, I figure I'll wait and get the next one if I want the next one. You know what I mean? When they come out with the Gen 3. I do recommend, if you like the orange, I think you probably like the black. I think that's going to be my next purchase, is maybe wait and get a Gen 2 in the black dial and go from there. But there are a lot of cool different features that you normally get on higher-end watches. Enough about all that. Like I said, I'm not trying to do a review, just a really quick deal. So I apologize. All right, the next watch is a Citizen. This is the Citizen Titanium Eco Drive. This is a chronograph with your date function as well. You have a 24-hour indicator. You have a, let's see, I believe you can switch between a couple of time zones or some nonsense in here. You've got an alarm function, a stopwatch function. You also have charge indication. This thing is one of the ones you need to read the manual on. This is such a pain in the tail to mess with. That's why the Seiko is becoming so popular with me right now, because you're just a lot cleaner, a lot faster, just real quick time acquisition and I'm done. And this one here, you know, it just takes a little bit extra to kind of get into. But I do believe that this is a little bit classier, so if I'm wearing, you know, a button-up shirt that day to work or something like that, you know, and I don't feel like I need to put on my tuxedo nice watch type deal, then I'll sport this one. So I did change to a real cheap metal band. The leather strap on it, I just wasn't feeling the leather strap, and this is actually just like a cheap $10 band, I think, from like a local department store. But I will be changing this out. I'm trying to find which one I really like as far as the bands go, and this one seems to be working fine. You can tell it's, you know, the bent over folded metal. It's not, you know, solid end links or solid links at all or anything like that. But so far it's doing the job, and I don't have a problem with it. Nobody's really noticed or said anything. You do have a couple of micro adjustments, but like I said, this thing is really cheap and not that big of a deal. I'll be replacing it, but as of right now, it's really it's working out okay. Let's see. So you do have the locking feature there, and you have quite a bit of fluidity between the links. So that's kind of odd. Normally on some of the higher end, well, let's see, I think this one's actually fairly loose too, which is nice. It makes for a more comfortable band for sure. But back to the watch. Unidirectional bezel. This is the titanium version, so it's a lot lighter, which is really nice. Sports a NATO strap really well. And I don't actually have any of these on NATO straps now. This one used to always go on a NATO strap, and that's why I bought it. And I would just change the strap depending on my mood. But I kind of gotten on this metal bracelet kick, and that's where I'm at now. Like I said, you have a couple of functions in there. You do have the date. You don't have the day, though, which I really enjoy. You do have polished bezel and a couple of different buttons. Not a screw-down crown, just a regular, but you still have the water resistance of 200 meters, so that's pretty sweet. And let's see, make sure it's focusing. There you go. It looks clean. It's just a little busy. So, kind of more of a dress watch function. I carried this when I had jury duty because it's kind of giving me something to do, because that place is freaking boring. Unless you've got an interesting case, and then it's a little different. But like I said, nice and clean. And you really can't beat the durability of this G-Shock. I mean, you get really fast. If you're, you know, running races or doing anything that requires, you know, like really active movement, this is extremely lightweight, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. You've got a couple of alarms, a couple of stopwatches and stuff like that, and this is really, I think, probably one of the best watches in the world for the money. These things are just insanely cheap. I think this was $80. I searched eBay. All three of these watches came from the Bay. I Actually, this G-Shock might not have. No, it came from the Bay too. So all of these came from the Bay. I think I paid right at 70 to 80 bucks for this one. I'm really not sure, but it wasn't more than about 80 or so, and then I think shipping was a little extra. This one here I got extremely lucky. It was brand new, and someone was selling it for, I think they had a best offer deal, and I offered them 160, and they took it. So I was extremely shocked by that, and I think I had like free shipping on it, so I couldn't pass it up at that point, because I think you can't get these things for less than like 200 bucks now. So just watch the Bay, and those deals will be out there. And then this one here was also a used one, but was really brand new. No scratches, no nothing. And I came with the box and everything, and I think I paid $155 for it. And if you look this up, I mean, you're looking, I think $250 anywhere else for the titanium, for this exact model with the brown leather strap. So I was pretty excited about all of these. You know, I do whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't have a loyalty to any particular store. I have a loyalty to the cheapest price for the best product, so to speak. So on that note, these are the 3 watches that I rotate out of the most. I do have a couple of others, and I'll do pretty much a whole watch deal. I have a couple of sports themed watches, sports teams and stuff like that aren't really that high end, but maybe on a game day or something, I might do that, change out NATO straps depending on what I'm doing. But other than that, you guys have a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.